is Anne, and I just want to testify and give God glory that He's faithful even in the lockdown. We do run a little business which brings us extra income in, so obviously money has been a bit tight. And I decided to do some spring cleaning. I pulled a basket down, fell on my head, and out fell 100 rand. And I picked it up and I thought, 100 rand. And the Lord said to me, Anne, this is not for you. This is to bless somebody else. I didn't have a problem with that. And I said, Lord, I need to know who. And a couple of hours later, I got a buzz on my doorbell. It was a young girl who lives in a complex, which I have been witnessing to. And she said to me, Tanny, will you please open the gate? I don't have any airtime on my phone. And immediately my spirit said, there's a person that you need to bless. So I took it outside and I went to her and I handed it to her and she didn't want to take it. And I said, no, this is a blessing from the Lord to you. And I gave it to her and I didn't think anything more about it. And 3 days later, about 5:30 in the morning, Skeepus's phone went beep, beep, and I thought, oh gosh, who's phoning so early in the morning? And I checked the message and it just said on his phone, gift, and 1,000 rand was deposited in our account. And that's the God I serve. He is Jehovah Jireh. He's faithful, even in the lockdown. So I want to encourage you folks out there, keep giving, keep tithing, keep trusting God, because He will never let you down.
Pastor Fritzie, I believe there's a lesson to be taken from this testimony.
I love Auntie Anne. You know, she showed her belief in the faithfulness of God, and that is really the point I want to shortly make with you today. Is that number one, faithfulness is, if you're a child of God and you have the Holy Spirit in you, faithfulness is a part of the what we call the fruits of the Spirit. One of the fruits of the Spirit of God is faithfulness. So in other words, if you are not faithful in general things, you know, if you are hopping from one organization to another, one church to another, one marriage to another, or people can't trust you, people can't depend on you, then it means that you are not, we need to question then if you have the Holy Spirit, because the fruit of the Holy Spirit is to be faithful. And here, you know, the lesson we get from Anne is she trusted in the faithfulness of God. In other words, and by her trusting in the faithfulness of God, she displayed faithfulness as well. Because, you know, faithfulness, how do you check if somebody has been faithful? What is a CV? If you go to a job interview, you get a CV. A CV is to check how you've been working. What is your job experience before? So how do you check the faithfulness of somebody? If they've been faithful before, and if they have a track record of faithfulness. And we know that God, you know, has a track record of He's faithful to us, and He is a faithful God. So much so that He sent His Son to die on the cross for us. So we can trust and believe in the faithfulness of God. There's a lot of things that we don't get and that we don't get breakthrough in because we don't believe in the faithfulness of God, that God is faithful to us. What Anne did over here is she got the 100 rand supernaturally fell out of it. Some of us would have just taken the 100 rand and eat our seed, you know, just eat the 100 rand. But she, because she had a relationship with the Lord and she was faithful, she first consulted from God. God, what must I do with this 100 rand? And because she believed in He instructed her, she was faithful, she was obedient. And she didn't do it because she was expecting 1,000 rand to come. She did it just to be faithful to God. And you know what? God proved His faithfulness to her by giving her that 1,000 rand in a bank account. And that is a picture of God's faithfulness towards us. He's a faithful God. He will come through for you over and over and over and over again. And you know what? And sometimes even, you know, we are mere mortal. Sometimes we are not faithful the way we should be. But even though we are unfaithful, God will still be faithful towards us. He's a good God. He's a loving God. And He wants to come through for you just like He came through for Anne. And I'm so blessed by that testimony because it encourages me greatly to believe and to be obedient and to trust in the faithfulness of God. Bless you.